Greetings folks, how you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? So we're here today with a One Piece Arcs tier list maker. So, very simple. First of all, let us rename this from S to GOAT. Actually, let's rename it to Top Tier. Then you've got High Tier. You've got mid-tier, low tier, and waste of time. Simple. So the rules are very simple. It's a tier list maker. We're making a tier list. So the shows that are on the top, that are higher, it's all ordered by the way, so the shows that are higher and much more to the front are much higher ranked than the ones that are lower tiered. Simple. Sounds easy enough, simple enough. So let's begin. Let me just zoom in a little bit so I can see this clearer. So I want to start off with... should we start off with like the latest arcs and then just go backwards? I think that'd be a good idea. I'm assuming Wano isn't here. I haven't seen it yet. So... Revo. I think, unless I'm not seeing Wano right now. No, I'm not seeing Wano at all. So, the, not Revo arc, the, well, yeah, the Reverie, not Revolutionary, the Reverie. It's actually very similar names. Ooh, One Piece Theory time. Well, the reason the Reverie is called Reverie is because it's a Reverie. No. Reverie, in my opinion, is a top tier arc. There's only gonna be 5 top tier arcs. So the top tier arcs are like the 5 best arcs of One Piece, alright? And obviously I might sort it out later a little bit here and there. But as of right now, the Reverie arc is a top tier arc. It had 3 of the best chapters in One Piece in general. The one where Shanks appears at the end, the one with Im, and then the chapter with Kuma. Now, I'm not actually sure if the Kuma chapter was different, but, well, the Straw Hat chapter. You know, those are the 3 chapters, but I think the Kuma chapter was the one where at the end of the chapter, the Straw Hat appeared. I think that was that specific chapter where, like, you know, we see Bunny, we see Kuma, and then, like, we see Lucci, then we go over to Impel Down, see Doflamingo, and then we switch over to, the first appearance, I guess, the silhouette of Im and the Massive Straw Hat. I think that is what happened in that chapter. I might be wrong, but those are the 3 chapters that really come to mind. It was basically just, these were like 3 of the best chapters ever. Some one of the chapters might have claimed that title for like the best chapter ever. A certain, and then he laughed. Might have, has a more significant impact than that. It might be more important than that, but the Reverie arc was just top tier. It was just revelations after revelations, and in my opinion, the best thing about One Piece is the world, the characters and the world. And that was a world building, a world focus, a world centric, arc. Obviously going to be like the most important arc probably once you look back on it, but I love it. It was just pure greatness from beginning to end. It's technically still not over. We're still always hopping back in, back out, back in, back out. But from what we've seen so far, it's a top tier arc. And we also got to find out who Rox. We got the mention of Rox. And later on, obviously, again, if you depending on obviously how you count the Reverie arc, I still count like the in between the sections of Wano. Between the acts of Wano, I still count them as a Reverie arc. I just think it's like 2 separate arcs, honestly. We got the Bounty on the Rock chapter. We got the Chichibukai disbanded chapter. We've got I'm including it. I know some of you may not. Mori and Blackbeard chapter. I can't really say much more than that. The Reverie top tier arc. Then next up, Whole Cake Island. It's high tier arc. I just messing with you. Whole Cake Island, I really love it. I haven't actually reread it, but I really, really loved it on the first read, which means that, you know, on the second read, I'll read. Actually, I've rewatched it. I've obviously read it in the manga, and then I've rewatched it with Uzumaki Khan, so I guess, you know, I kind of watched it twice. It's one of the few arcs where I actually think the anime did a lot better than the manga. I thought, like, besides, like, the forest section, I thought the anime was superior in most aspects. It just had a lot of swagger. It's not even about the animation or anything. It just had a lot of swagger. The filler scenes were very, very nice. You know, there wasn't like you know, a bunch of like these face shots that are like, oh. No, none of that nonsense. You know, it was just like the filler scenes were just like random members of the Big Mom family that we didn't really get to see have a spotlight in the manga. Just seeing them have a spotlight too, which I thought was very, very nice. You know, getting to see a lot more people and their abilities and their characters is always one of the things that I appreciate the most. Overall, I think it's a high tier arc. I think there are better arcs. Again, I'm just putting them into rough positions right now, and then like later on, I'll sort it out properly where you know each thing is. But like it is just solid, very, very solid. And I think once I like properly reread it with like the context of what we have now, you know, in the Wano arc and whatnot, I would probably either rank it higher or lower. I think I would rank it higher. Because there is some section of like Hawkeye Island that were relatively slow, but I feel like once you read them not week to week, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable, which is always the case with One Piece, honestly, because it's supposed to be read like volume by volume, not so much chapter by chapter. But hey, that's just my thoughts. Before that, though, we had Zou. I haven't paced this out very well, have I now? I used to think that Zou was top tier because of all the revelations that we got, like the road poneglyphs, there's Jack, Zunisha, you know, Momo. Now going back at everything again, you know, revisiting with the knowledge that we have right now, you know, it's even better. But I look at like an info dump arc that Zou is, and I compare it to like an info dump arc like the Reverie, and I can't, in good conscience, I can't say that Zou is on the same level as the Reverie. For an info dump, I feel like everything is going to end up in a high tier. It's a bit, it's one of those things really. I want to have 5 top tier arcs. All right, for now we'll leave it at high tier. Maybe we'll sort it out later to the point where like I'll only have like 10 high tier arcs, make it more difficult. Ooh, that would be something, that wouldn't it? So that would be my arcs ranked in order as well. Yeah, it is ranked in order at the end of the day, but yeah. Before Zou, we were at Dressrosa. I think everything's in order. No, it's not. No, it's not. Where's... Is that supposed to be Marine? No, that's Water 7. No, I can just tell by like the thing that he's wearing. Where is ASL? There it is. Okay, just making sure that everything is in order. Alright. We were on Zou Dressrosa before that. Dressrosa is a weird one. I don't know what I rank higher, Dressrosa or Whole Cake Island. Ooh. See, I'm basically like judging right now what would rank higher. You know, just on individual basis. So I'll just go through what I'm thinking right now. Luffy versus Doflamingo versus Luffy versus Katakuri. What do I think was better? Doflamingo was a better villain. Katakuri more so an antagonist. As a character, I think I liked them equally. I always like chaotic evil, honestly, and that's kind of what, you know, Doflamingo is. But like Katakuri was just cool. The final sequence, like chapter, what was it, like 795 or was it 895? 795 was Kaido, right? 895 was the end of that fight, I think. Yeah, probably, because I think 900 was the bad musical ending, the bad ending musical, whatever it was called. Um, so 895 was great. That was probably like the best pure fighting chapter we've had in One Piece, period. But with Doflamingo, I just like the aspect of like it being a 2-on-2, then 2 versus 1. And I was just seeing what kind of like menace Doflamingo was. Then I go through the flashbacks. Which flashback do I like more? King Riku and Doflamingo and Law versus Big Mom. And I have to give that to Dressrosa. I have to give that to Dressrosa. That King Riku flashback. Not the Corazon one. The Corazon one was good. But like, the King Riku flashback was the one that sold me. You were Doflamingo just like, it's gonna be a long time until the hero appears. It's like, Doflamingo, my goodness. You're a savage. Then you have Ace. And you can't really beat Ace. Even Jinbei, you know, all that. You can't beat Ace. You can't beat Ace. Even like Capone can't. Sorry, not Ace. You can't beat Sabo. Even Capone can't beat Sabo. Alright? And I'm one of the people that don't really care about Sabo. I don't care about Ace at all. I care more about Sabo than Ace, but it's not like I care that much. But like, you just can't beat that moment. Then you had like, the funny thing is you had that chapter with like Sabo appearing, and then the next chapter right after, or was it the chapter before? No, I think it was the chapter before. The chapter before Sabo appeared was the chapter where like Big Mom ship, it's just like in Dressrosa's like, Mom. Well, you don't hear Mama. You see Peckham's and whatnot. And obviously they're going after Sandy and so on and stuff. So that's basically where the crew splits up. And he was like, whoa. There's just a lot of good. Fujitora. Yeah, I have to give it to Dressrosa. I have to give it to Dressrosa. Dressrosa was just pure gold, honestly. Just pure gold. That's a high tier. Before the Dressrosa, Punko Hazard. Mid tier. Or low tier. Or waste of time. Or high tier. Or top tier. It's a mid tier. It's a mid tier. I like Punk Hazard. It has a lot of good moments. It has a lot of good chopper moments. Good chopper moments. Good law moments. You know, him versus Virgo was amazing. What holds it back, honestly, is Caesar. That's really what holds it back, is Caesar. And I feel like it drags on a little bit too much, you know, halfway through. I don't mind the theme of like gas and whatnot, and poison and like experimentation. But I don't know, I don't find it that entertaining. Now there's a lot of theories that could be made, actually. Fair enough, let me just quickly hop onto Discord. I actually made a theory yesterday. Not theory, but I noticed something yesterday. Which is, you know, this symbol. And I don't know how well you guys can see it. This symbol here, alright? That's on Punk Hazard. Obviously you got the marine, you got the welcome, and then you have this symbol. Haha. If you look at Kaido's flag, it's exactly the same. Alright, that middle portion is exactly the same, which then kind of coincides with this. Obviously a lot of people have been speculating that you know, the giantification of humans, the world government doing that. Obviously that looks like Oz, but when you look at the horns as well, you could think maybe Kaido, you know. So there's a lot of like things that it may link to now. Obviously it was the start of the journey for it was the start of like the Wano saga, if you want to call it a saga. So it has a lot of good moments. It just drags on a bit too much, and I feel like the whole gag of like them switching bodies as well at first was funny for like 1 or 2 chapters, and then it just kind of drags on. So I feel like the middle portion of it, which is actually surprising, usually the ending portion is amazing, the middle portion is amazing. It's usually the beginning that kind of drags on, while you get to meet all these characters, just very slowly getting introduced to them. But like with Punk Hazard, it's the middle portion that's dragging on, and not so much the beginning or the ending portion. So make of it what you will. That's where I put Punk Hazard. Before that though, we had Fisherman Island. If I could find it. Fisherman Island. Probably the most divisive arc in One Piece. A lot of people think it's the best arc in One Piece. A lot of people hate it, absolutely. I used to put it like low tier. Then I like rewatched it and I put it like top tier. And then I recently watched it again with a reactor. I can't remember which reactor I rewatched it with, but I think I'll place it at like the top of mid tier. Not quite at high tier. And for me, the reason why it's great because you get to see the whole Straw Hat crew in action. It's great because you get to see the whole Straw Hat crew interacting again. For me, it has three things that really hold it back. The villains. That's the first one. The villains. Reindecken. He's just there. Alright, he's just there. He's there. Hody, he's kind of just there as well. They're just there. Yeah, they're on the same tier as Caesar Clown, honestly. Hody I like more, but like, they're not really that much better, right? That's the first thing that holds them down. Second thing, Sanji. The gag was used too much. The gag just went on too much. Honestly, the fact that he was supposedly dying from that, just, okay, son. Okay, I ain't saying anything about that anymore. That was the second thing that really holds it down. And then third thing, which is a strange one, considering one of my favourite theme is water. But it was a weird, well, I don't want to say weird setting, but more so it was a nerfed setting. And let me explain why I think that. Personally, what I would have done is, and I get that, like, from a narrative standpoint, it probably wouldn't have worked that well, because then you would always have to, like, go one step up. But, like, the villains, I'm not talking about the villains specifically, but, like, the villains were specifically weak. A bit too weak. And I get that the arc was done, you know, to highlight the Straw Hats, to highlight their progress. I get that. And I think the arc by itself would have been fine if we got to see the Straw Hats do more in the future. So like, the first time I read it, my only issues really were Sanji and the villains, honestly. And I think everything else was great. But now, in retrospect, it was like one of the only times where, like, all the Straw Hats got to actually do something. And since then, we've been waiting to see what they can do, besides Luffy. You know, Luffy we know, but, like, everyone else, we don't know their full extent of, like, you know, of anything, honestly. So, for its time, it was good, but now looking back at it, it's like, we need, you know, we need to see more. We need to get more now, because we haven't gotten anything since then. And it's not really a fault of the arc. Like, when you look at the context of the arc with, like, what you know right now, you're just like, yeah, it needed to do more for the Straw Hats. So that's why I'm bumping it to a mid-tier. Probably the top of mid-tier, but mid-tier nonetheless. Okay, so what was before Fishman Island? Return to Sabaody, which would be here. Oh. Each day sunshine young, we go. Du, 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 du. We go. Oh, where do I put it? Return to Sabaody. Shabondi Archipelago. I think here. I know it's a very short arc, but it's just, alright, some of you a lot won't get that, right? But like, the first time I read it, I was reading One Piece up to date. I think when I caught up with One Piece, the manga was like during, I think it was like just at the end of like Enies Lobby. Might have been like the end of like, because I remember like watching the anime Enies Lobby and like I couldn't wait. So I switched over to the manga, and it's like halfway through Enies Lobby, and I think that was like where the manga was at the end of Enies Lobby. I think that's what it was, right? So I've been like reading One Piece since then, and we didn't have the Straw Hats for like, fun story actually. Back in the day, I actually used to be one of the people that like uploaded the chapters on like a YouTube. So like the second like a chapters came out, I think back then it came out on like a Monday or something. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Right? I was like 12 or so, right? 12, 13, 14. I used to upload the chapters on like YouTube, just add like background music, and like the second the chapters are out, I'd upload it on YouTube. And I remember doing that for like all of Marineford. But like Return to Sabbath Odie, the whole crew just came back together. It was like waiting. You were just there like, reading, you know, Impel Down, Amazon Lily, you know, all that. You're just reading that and you're like, when are the Straw Hats coming back? When are the Straw Hats coming back? And then like Sabbath Odie, just all come back in all of their glory. And it's like, yeah. And even now I can just rewatch Return to Sabbath Odie. So it's like, yeah, I still get that feeling. I still get that feeling, bro. Still, to this day. It's high tier. I don't want to give it top tier because I'm trying to think of like 5 arcs for top tier. And again, I'm going to sort this out more in the future. So some of them might go like to high tier. Some of them might go down to low tier. I want to like have 5 top tier, 10 high tier, and then, I don't know, 5 mid tier, 5 low tier. Something like that. So that was Return to Sabbath Odie. Where's ASL? Ace, Sabo, Luffy. I never know how to judge this arc. So let me just put it here for now. And let me just tell you what I think, and then while I'm speaking, let me try and figure out where to put it. I never know what to think of this arc. Because again, I don't really care much about Ace. It's whatever, honestly. To me, it's whatever. His only redeeming quality is that he's the son of Goldie Roger, and that's it. It's not nothing about him. It's about his father. But I like ASL because it just shows us Luffy as a child. It shows us Dadan, Rayleigh, you know, teaching Luffy about Haki. Then, like, them going back to Marineford, ringing their bell. And then Dragon showing up. And I actually really enjoy Sabo's death. It's funny how that sounds. And Ace scene when he finds out about Sabo's death. Where would I put it, dude? Where would I put that arc, dude? I'd put it at like the bottom of high tier for now. It's a very neat little arc, but I can't say it's better than anything else that, you know, it's above it. So that was ASL. Then we go to Marineford. Marineford. Alright, controversial opinion time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I'll let you know why. It's a waste of time because you're going to be reading it over and over again because it's that good of an arc. So, I think I'll still put before I thought, let me think. Do I put Reverie over it? I don't know. Whitebeard, Blackbeard. Okay. Ooh, I like Akainu way too much. Yeah. No, I put. Do I? I'll leave it like that. Maybe controversial. I put Marineford below the Reverie. Marineford was great, but it was like an all-out action chapter. It was like an all-out action arc, obviously. And we had some reveals, obviously, with Whitebeard's death, then Blackbeard coming in, you know, the 2 devil fruits, Blackbeard killing Whitebeard, new era, Ace dying. We got to see some of the Whitebeard commanders, such as Marco, Jozu, you know, we got to learn more about Doflamingo, the Warlords, Sengoku. I just think as an arc, it's a bit too much hype and not enough information. For me, my favorite One Piece arcs, my favorite thing about One Piece, again, the 2 things that I like the most are the world and the characters. We didn't really get that much on the world building. We got a lot of the characters because we got to see so many new characters and so much information about some of the main, you know, antagonists, side characters, protagonists, you know, all that. But I can't give it anything. I feel like if there was like one more chapter or two more chapters of like us seeing, I don't know, maybe more of Blackbeard, or us seeing more of Shanks, or us seeing more of Whitebeard's history, anything of that sort, then I would have probably put it over the Reverie. But I just can't put it in. It's hype. It's hype. All right, don't get me wrong. It's hype, but it's not better than the Reverie. There we go. There we go. I've said it. I do love Akainu became my favorite character after that act, and Blackbeard Rose like my favorite character as well. Like both of them are always interchangeable. Sometimes Blackbeard is my number one favorite character. Sometimes it's Akainu. Just saying. Before that, though, Impel Down, Magellan. I actually recently rewatched Impel Down with Crow, who does One Piece reaction. He's actually currently on Marineford. And Impel Down is freaking great. The bad parts about it, though, are level 2 and 3. Specifically level 2. I think that drags on a little bit too much. Which is why I'll put it at like... I put it at like here, top of mid tier. Because level 2 just drags on the Accursed Beast floor. Just drags on a little bit too long. It just drags on a little bit too long. Somen, ramen. You know, it's just fun at first, but like once you rewatch, it's like, and I feel like some of the sections are good, really, really good, like really, really strong. Blackbeard coming in, Luffy versus Blackbeard, you know, them two like having, you know, walking past each other, be like, yeah, I told you, this is Sky Island did exist, didn't it? Oh, that one is gold. Magellan coming in, but like, I don't know. It's just good. It's just good. It's not great and it's not amazing. It's just good. And that's where it lands. It's mid-tier. Top of mid-tier. Just good. Before that though, before Impel Down, we had the Amazon Lily. Where is it? Is it? No, it's not Amazon Lily. There it is. Yeah. Amazon Lily is my first low tier arc, and I'll tell you why. The arc has a purpose. It's supposed to be funny. After what we've just seen at Sabaody, it's supposed to be funny. Alright? That's its purpose. So it succeeds in that, like the first 2-3 chapters. You know, Luffy and water. You know, that whole stick. My issue with it though is, ooh, they just uploaded One Piece. Great. One Piece reactor that I just followed uploaded. Great. I just got a notification for that. Patreon notification for that. So regardless, let me finish my tier list first. They're actually currently on, they just reached, the next episode that they're watching, which is what they just uploaded for Patreon, is where they meet Aokiji, Double Dragon, for those guys that don't know what I'm talking about. So the next episode that they uploaded 2 just now, so one of them will be where they meet Aokiji, and the episode after that will be where they fight Aokiji the first time, before Water 7, so I'm looking forward to that, but I'm not going to rush this tier list. So low tier. Amazon Lily succeeds whatever it does, which is supposed to be comedic after what you just witnessed. You know, Luffy just losing his mind, basically. But it doesn't really offer much more than that. Like, we get to see one of the Shichibukai, cool. And I like Boa Hancock a lot. But, like, getting to meet a character is not... It's not good enough. Like, because that's really all this arc is. Just getting to meet a new character. Luffy finds out about Ace, okay. And then we learn a little bit, tiny little bit about Haki. But it's not good enough for a whole arc. You know, if that was like 10 chapter arc, not even 10, if that was like a 5-6 chapter arc and we learned those 3 things, okay, fair enough. It would probably be a high tier. I don't know how long Amazon Lily is. I want to say it's like 12-13 chapters. And it's just not good enough for that kind of length, honestly, in my opinion. So that's why, yeah, that's why it's a low tier arc. It's a little bit too slow. It's a little bit too slow, you know. before Amazon Lily, we were in Sabaody, Shabondi. There are so many different ways of saying that, and all of them are correct. IMO. Sabaody. Controversial, I know. Sabaody used to be my favorite arc in One Piece. So much happens. All right, so much happens. We learn about the Tenryubito. We get Duval. He's a character. Motoboro, his bull. Luffy first time using haki on his bull. We don't need to fight anymore. And he's like, Motobarashi, I think it's actually called, not Motoboro, Motobarashi, I think. Then obviously we get to meet the 11 Supernovas, we get to meet Rayleigh, we get to meet Shaki, we get to, know about Roger, we get to, oh my days, there's so much in this arc, Kizaru, Sentomaru, Pacifistas, we get to learn more about the Supernova's abilities, obviously all of them are key in the story, Kid, Law, Hawkins, Apu, Uroj, there's just a lot of good stuff. We got to meet the giant that is like trapped with Rayleigh, who's now obviously founded his pirate crew, and he's alongside Hadrudin, forming the pirate crew that is part of Luffy's. So there's just so much, and then we get the annihilation of the Straw Hat crew. And there is just so much good stuff, and I don't understand why people don't rate it higher. I don't understand why people don't rate this arc higher. In my opinion, it's the pinnacle of one. It's not. It's near the pinnacle of One Piece. Let me leave it at that. For now, it's at the pinnacle of One Piece. All right. Let me leave it at that. It's just that good of an arc, and I don't understand why people don't rate it high. I think it's because. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's because there's no true villain. Because Kizaru just comes in and just wrecks everybody. I just think it's amazing. I think it's quality content. Like every chapter just hits. Like if I was reading this weekly, which I was at the time, granted. But if I was reading this weekly nowadays, I'd be like, 10 out of 10. Next chapter, 10 out. Like that would just be my reaction every week. It's just be that good. Top tier act. Like straight up top tier. The definition of top tier. Have to say it. I don't understand the fandom, why they don't collectively rate the arc that high, but hey, that's just my thoughts. Gekko Moria. Thriller Bark is mid tier. How many you got? I've got 3, 2, 4, 5. Should have enough, yeah. Gekko Moria. Thriller Bark was fun. It was fun. We kind of needed a breather after obviously the battle arc that we had with Eni's lobby, and Thriller Bark was a lot of fun. It was fun. That's what it is. Fun. Nothing more. We had a lot of great moments. Obviously, Oars and Straw Hat coming together against Oars. We learned a little bit about Kaido. Gekko Moria as well. Shichibuka, I guess. Kuma came in. Zoro. Ooh. Zoro, my favorite moment. I remember when I read that chapter. I did one of the things that I've never done before. I actually tried to calculate how long will it take for the anime to get to that moment. I was I think it was 47 chapters. I calculated okay, each anime episode takes 0.75 manga chapter, so it's gonna take 51 weeks, 51 episodes. So I was okay, I calculated all that just for that one moment, because that moment was my favorite Zoro moment, and Zoro was my favorite character. I was gonna say my favorite One Piece moment, but there's one other One Piece moment that stands out more to me. But at that point, that Zoro moment was just top two, and it's number 2. But and the fact that was such a great moment, it's a mid-tier arc, and I'll tell you why. Mario was pathetic. I straight up, he was pathetic. All the other villains in One Piece, people love. I feel there's people, they love Crocodile, they love Arlong, they love Lucci. nobody ever speaks of Moria. You hear people speak of friggin' Magellan, you know. Alongside, he's a clown, Hody and probably Vanderdecken. Moria's in that same tier where it's just like, whatever. But like, honestly, whatever. And to me, a villain kind of makes or breaks the story, and we don't have a substitute, you know, for him. You know, in Fisherman Island, we had, you know, Vanderdecken and Hody. Both of them quite low tier, granted, in terms of like villainy, but because they are two, it just bumps it up a little bit. Caesar Clown, you still have Virgo, and then we still have the overlooming threat of Doflamingo. Bumps it up. We didn't really have that here. You could say Ors didn't really bump anything up. He was just a puppet of Moria. You could say Ryuma. Ryuma, I would have said yes, and his fight with Zoro was epic, but like I wouldn't say he's a villain. It was just an obstacle. Not even an antagonist, just an obstacle. So, but just because of that Zoro moment, it's above these 3 arcs. Just because of that one Zoro moment, it's above these 3 arcs. Because when, well, you know, Kuma, yeah, okay, he was the villain. Yeah, he was the villain. He was the villain. I guess the real villain. But like, he was there at the end. He wasn't like really throughout the whole arc. He was just there kind of at the end. But Patrijo! And then Zoro just Zoro behind you! Concasse! Ding 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 ding! Ursus a shock! Tiku tiku tiku! Tiku tiku! Shishi son son! Screw it. Screw it. Just for that, if it wasn't for that Kuma portion, the arc would probably be a low tier. But just for that Kuma portion, it goes up to high tier. That's how awesome that portion was, I have to say. So this is the after, yeah, Water 7, Enies Lobby, Return to Water 7. And I actually don't know what the official name is. I just Water 7 Saga, I guess, but Return to Water 7. Let me think. Sunny, Frankie, Ace vs Blackbeard, Shanks, Whitebeard, Garb, Dragon, Kobe, Helmeppo, I guess, and Yonko. I put it here. Now you just had me list everything that was going on. That's a lot of things that is going on. Obviously, Usopp crying, begging to come back as well. Is that Usopp? Was that Blackbeard? I think that's Blackbeard actually by the teeth. I just couldn't tell honestly. But like all that going on, yeah, I have to put it here. I have to put it in. And then obviously with Aokiji coming back and talking to Robin about Ohara and whatnot, yeah, I have to put it here. I have to put it there. Has to be. Enies Lobby. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me just see. Let me think. Five top tiers. I've got 3 at the moment. You know what? I'm moving Dressrosa up by 1. Enies Lobby. Stay, yeah. Enies Lobby goes into high tier. Battle focused arc. But it dragged on too long. I know not many people say that. I say that. It drags on a little bit too long. It's still amazing. And we get so much information. And the villains, the antagonists, are so good. Lucci. Everyone loves Lucci. Kyaku. You know, all of let me just say that all of CP9 was amazing. Absolutely amazing. the thing that holds it back is the sea train portion. Or like dealing with Wanze and Nero. And then it kind of like picks up again. But like that portion holds it back. And then the Luffy just going through 50,000 marine soldiers, 1,000 marine soldiers really, but like him just going through the numbers. Okay, cool, that's fine, whatever. Like basically that tiny portion on the ship, but like where they fight against Wanze and Nero, and Luffy jumping in until he fights against Bluno. Those are the weakest portion of the arc. Everything else in the arc would have probably moved it up to a top tier. But those things, I'm talking about the things that I dislike about the arc rather than things that I like because there's so much I like about the arc. But like those are the things that hold it back from being a top tier arc. And I just think there is another arc that is better than Enies Lobby. And that arc, ladies and gentlemen, is Water 7. Which is my favourite arc in One Piece. Water 7 is truly my favourite arc in One Piece. Yes, maybe I'm biased here. No, another One Piece up. Oh my, they're doing 3 today. Oh my. Good stuff. But my favourite arc in One Piece, I'll let you know why. And it's not because water is my favourite theme of all time, alright? I know water is my favourite theme of all time. You don't have to tell me. I know that. I'm biased here, alright? And you know that. But the reason why I love this arc so much is because it has so much in such a short amount of time. Luffy vs. Usopp. One of my all-time favourite moments of One Piece. It's not my favourite. Is it? Now, my favourite moment of all... My favourite moment at the... Up to, like... My favourite moment is probably, like, Robin. And after that would be Zoro. And I think after that would be Luffy versus Usopp. But... There's just... It just has so many good characters. And I've always, like I said, the two things I like the most about One Piece are information and the characters. Now, the first part of this arc is all about the characters. We get to meet Frankie. We get to meet Iceberg, Khalifa, Lucci, Kaku, Bluno and Bar, Kokoro, friggin', who am I missing? The Galera boys. So there's just that much good stuff, right? While you're meeting these characters, you have the background plot going on of like, Robin disappeared. Where is Robin? Where has she gone? So that was epic too. And then like we find out more. Then like we go from like the characters and we find out they're traitors. Like what? Like what? What? These characters that we just got to know and love are traitors? Oh my. So we get that part. And then we get friggin' more information. Pluton. Poneglyphs. World Government. CP9. Tom. You just have that much. You just have the two things that I love the most about One Piece. Information and characters. In that kind of awesome setting. And then you top it all off because I think with the information and the characters, it's on the same level as Sabaody. But the thing that puts it over Sabaody is the Usopp versus Luffy fight. Not so much the fight, the confrontation. From the moment Usopp gets robbed, and then from there on, him going into the Frankie family house, trying his best to get the money back, so on and so forth, getting trampled on, the walks to the Frankie house, then destroying the Frankie house, then Luffy deciding, we're gonna get a new ship, all the way to like telling Usopp about it, and then the confrontation about it and the aftermath of it. That might be my favourite stretch of chapters in all of One Piece. That might be my favourite stretch of chapters in all of One Piece. Now, I don't know where Water 7 exactly starts. If you want to say it starts with them meeting Aokiji, then that's where it starts. Then, Water 7, easily my favourite arc. If it doesn't include that, it's still easily my favourite arc. So, I don't know whether, for the sake of this, I'll include this. I'll include Aokiji. I'll include from the second they meet Aokiji, I'll include it as the Water 7 arc. I don't know whether that's Foxy arc or Water 7 arc. I would say honestly, it's in between. But just for the sake of the argument, I'm going to put it into Water 7 arc, and it's my favorite arc. There's your 5 top tiers, alright? I said 10 high tiers. Well, Foxy arc. If we include Aokiji, it's a mid tier. If we don't include Aokiji, it's a low tier. I'm not gonna include Aokiji. I like the Foxy arc, less so in the anime than in the manga, because obviously the anime with the filler kind of drags on. I've just rewatched it like 3 days ago. As I said, the people that I've watched thing, I'm currently watching reactions with. Granted, I watch like 4 people rewatching One Piece right now, but still. I've rewatched One Piece like 50 times, honestly. Maybe 60 times, 70 times. Oof, more than that, honestly. Because I just keep rewatching it like 3-4 times each year. But the point is, it's a good arc. It's a fun arc. After like the long Skype here, it's a good fun arc. But it just doesn't add much. It doesn't add anything, honestly. When you really think about it, if you don't include Aokiji, maybe the only thing you could say that it adds, honestly, is that we find out that, there's a pirate island, Beehive, that's my assumption here, Davy Jones' locker, Davy Jones, I guess, But, like, besides that, it doesn't add anything. So, honestly, you could almost say it's a waste of time. But it's good fun. Is fun a waste of time? I wouldn't say so. But there's nothing in it that really matters for the long term. So I'm not sure whether I put it like waste of time. I'll put it in waste of time. It's my only act. It's a waste of time, and not because I don't enjoy it. I think it's fun. I rewatch it, or I go rewatch it. If a reactor is watching it, I'll rewatch it with them. But in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't have anything that actually matters to the story. So it's a waste of time. Before that, though, we had Skype here. Where is it? Yeah. Is that it? I can't tell. I think that's it. Yeah. Skype here. Oh, what a great friggin' arc. What a great friggin' arc. Skype here is good. Is that Skype here? Yeah, that's Wiper. Okay, it's difficult to tell. Skype here is awesome. I know some people have issues with it, especially like the beginning portions, or some people have issues with like the middle portion. Some people have issues with like the ending. Skype here to me feels like overcoming the odds. I know it was like sort of a survival game in the middle. I really enjoyed that part, but like what I enjoyed as well is like the flashback. It probably. Top 3. Let's leave it at top 3, alright? Just to keep it safe. Top 3 flashbacks in the series. The Calgara and Nolan flashback. Top 3 flashback in the series, alright? Oh, that was such... it might actually be my favourite flashback. It's probably my favourite flashback, but I have to assess the recent Wano Kuni flashback to really make sure whether it's my favourite. And the Robin flashback. Those are the 2 that really come to mind, I think. But the flashback is so good. Enel is actually such a great character too, such a great villain anti. I know he didn't really do it much at the end of the day because he didn't really kill anyone. Everyone survived. Lackey survived, friggin' hell. But he's such a great character. Like this overwhelming threat that nobody could beat except Luffy. He's able to destroy islands. Everyone tried Viper, friggin' Rejecto. With the sea stone, everything, and just like just resuscitates himself like, bro, this guy is unbeatable. Speed of light, speed of sound. The guy's a threat, alright? The guy is a threat. Probably the most dominant devil fruit in the whole entire show. But like all the side characters were awesome. The Shanyans, some of my favorite people in the whole entire series, honestly. The whole theme of the arc was amazing. You know, fighting to get your homeland back, amazing. Then you have obviously the other side as well with like the Barrettes, the Enforcers, Ganfal. You know, yeah, you have just different sides, and you can see what each side is coming from as well, which is obviously my favorite thing. When you can sympathize with each side, with each characters, and you make your own mind up, and it's just such a great arc. It's just such a great arc, and I'll leave it at that. It's an arc that we'll never get again in One Piece, because everything else then has become too important. This was like the only true adventure arc we've had, and I think as I go on, like this arc used to be like mid tier. It's been rising high tier. At one point it was top tier, but when I actually think about it, and I only have like 5 top tiers. You know, if you don't have 10 top tiers, you know, which would be, you know, them 2 including. But like this arc rises the more I rewatch it. That's honestly the truth. That is that, in my opinion, this was from Skypiea until Sabaody is the best. See, with Thriller Back is in the middle. Otherwise, I would say it's the best stretch in One Piece as of right now. But I can't say that in good conscience. I probably actually at this point I'd probably actually say from Zou to Wano is the best stretch in One Piece, honestly. But like Skypiea, which was that good. It was that good, alright. Before Skypiea, we obviously had. No, that's Whiskey Peaks. There it is. Yeah. Crocodile. Everyone stop fighting. Please stop fighting. Please stop fighting. Please stop fighting. Vivi. This arc has so many great moments. The only thing that holds up... I'm going to talk about the negatives, right? Let me talk about the negatives very, very quickly. It just drags on a little bit too much. It drags on a little bit too much. That's what holds it back. Now let's talk about the positives. Vivi. I'm not even like the biggest Vivi fan, honestly. Like, I know people think she should be a Straw Hat. I'm like, whatever. Honestly, I'm like, whatever when it comes to Vivi. But like her screaming, you know, from tower to tower, everyone, please stop fighting, just over again, stop fighting. So I watched that scene like so often, and like even now it still gives me chills. It's one of the few times where I still get chills. I don't really get chills that often, but like that's one of the scenes where I still get chills when I rewatch any anime. Now in the manga, of course, it's a lot less impactful, but in the manga, a lot of the other scenes are more impactful. I feel like the Zoro vs. Mr. One is better in the manga. That spread of Zoro like climbing the seat of the highest is like it just hits you every time. What I really like about the arc as well is Usopp, him standing up after getting hit by Mr. Four's bat, what is it, like a 4-ton bat, you know, just getting up like, there comes a time when a man will not run from a battle. Broken nose and everything. And that time is when his Nakama's dreams are being laughed at. Luffy will become the Pirate King. He won't die. And I won't let you laugh your dead at that. Top tier moment. Honestly, top tier moment. Top tier moment. We had to find out Nico Robin, Poneglyphs, Pluton. The Rio Poneglyph as well. Hina. Smoker. There's a lot of good moments. And then, how can I forget? Oh. There are a lot of rookies like you. Like, how can you forget that moment? Where Mr. Crocodile, Mr. Zero, impales Luffy. It's like the first time where Luffy actually got truly beaten. It's like, oh my, this guy's a threat. This guy's not being messed around with. Oh my. Before that arc, though, we had, where is it? There it is. It's gonna be difficult. This is gonna be difficult. Okay, this might be controversial. I like Dr. Hillock. I like his flashback. But I don't think the arc has enough. This arc introduces Ace, like we get to him probably fully for the first time. Yes, we get to find out about Blackbeard, and yes, we get to find. Also, I forgot to mention, is there no Jaya? Did I miss Jaya? There is Jaya. Oh my, I missed Jaya. How could I miss? Oh boy, I forgot Jaya. Let's put it here. Jaya. Let me quickly talk about Jaya. Jaya, episode 151. I don't know what chapter it is. I think it's like chapter 231, if I remember correctly. 241 or 232. I think that's what episode 151 is. Episode 151 is like the best episode in One Piece. The best episode in One Piece for the first 200 odd episodes, alright? Luffy knocks out Bellamy. And then we switch over to Marijoas. The Shichibukai. Tanchu Hoto. Lo Fulamingo Sana. And Bisoro Miolo. The Fuma. So those guys that like I remember like the old manga panda translation of the two names, Doflamingo and Qumu. We get introduced to them, their abilities. Doflamingo puppet strings does what he does, you know. We got to introduce to Tsuru, Sengoku, Whitebeard, Shanks, Rockstar, a rookie with like 94 million bounties. Like, whoa, this guy's just below Luffy and he's a rookie. And oh my goodness, Luffy, you've got a long way to go. You know. Then we get introduced to like the Blackbeard pirates, and it's like, oh, mayhem. Besides that, there, Emerald City, you know, One Piece, so on and so forth. There's a lot of good things. We get to find out about Noland. There is a lot of good things. Honestly, 151. That best episode in One Piece in like a super long time. It's the best episode at that point, up to that point, easily. And I really, really love it. It's that good. Now we're kind of faced with a dilemma. I have to move that down because now we've got 10 shows. We've got 10 arcs in here. Now, you know, I'll move that down to mid tier as well because there's going to be another arc that's going to be here. I like him. Look, I like his flashback. I like Chopper. Wapol. That's the issue here. Wapol. Now this arc has two very strong things going for it. Luffy's climb up the Drum Rockies. And the Halo flashback. And this arc has two big minuses going for it. Wapol, who might even be worse than Caesar Clown, honestly. So, anyway, Wapol, and honestly, the middle portion, which kind of involves Wapol as well. You know, them walking up, fighting the what are the thing called? The snow bunnies. What I want to say Lapan. Yeah, them fighting the Lapans, and you know, Wapol is kind of wrecking havoc here and there. It's like I'm Wapol this. And that really brings it down. Wapol really brings it down, but like everything else kind of brings it up. So it's like mid tier. It's a mid tier arc. It's a good arc. Good arc. Great flashback. But like that's really it. Yeah. Before that, though, we were on. The reason why we went to find a doctor is because we were on Little Garden. Since I've only got 9 high tiers, I can only have one more high tier. Where do I put Little Garden? I put Little Garden above Punk Hazard. Little Garden is one of those weird arcs where like it's good. In the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't offer us much. We get a hint of Gold Roger with you know, there was a pirate here once that, you know, they just took a chance and they just sailed, you know, a hint to Gold Roger. I think obviously then we get to know about Elbaf, the two Brogy and Nori, which obviously later on bring, you know, during Eni's lobby, you know, helps us a lot as well. And obviously Elbaf, Usopp wanting to go to Elbaf, and we get to meet some of the Mr. Pairs. But like, besides Elbaf, there really isn't much for the overall story in this arc. Like besides Elbaf, there really isn't much that, you know, that does anything else. The giants are cool. The island was okay. But besides that, there isn't really much. It's one of the arcs that like you rewatch, but it's like not like one that you're like, oh, I can't wait till you get to Water 7, or oh, I can't wait till you get to Alabaster, oh, I can't wait till you get to Skype. It's not like that. You just rewatch. It's like, yeah, it's decent. It's decent. It's a mid-tier arc. Before that, Whiskey Peaks. It's below Punkazed. I can't put it over Punkazed. The only good thing that happened in Whiskey Peaks is Zoro vs. the 100 bounty hunters, and then Zoro vs. Luffy. That's it. That really, honestly, that's it. I know we get to introduce to Vivi, but like all that is just like, yeah. Igaram, who supposedly dies, doesn't really die. So see what I mean? He's supposedly, if he died, I would have said, okay, significant for Vivi. And granted, it was significant for Vivi because she thought he was dead, but at the end of the day, he came back alive. So yeah, that's really it. It's a fun arc because of the Zoro moments, I guess, but like, that's it. I want to have like 10 mid tiers too, but I might be just about able to. Where were we at before Whiskey Peaks? We met Laboon. I know it's not mad, but still. Laboon. Do 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 do. My thing with Laboon, with that arc, is yes, we get introduced to Crocus. Yes, we get a hint to Brook, you know, with Laboon, obviously. And yes, you know, he hints towards Raftel. He gives us a log post. It just wasn't entertaining. That's really what it like. We get information, yes, but it just wasn't that entertaining. Like okay, we meet Laboon, cool. Okay, you know, yeah, that's how you travel. That's how you traverse the Grand Line, and then later on, you're like, oh, okay, Crocus was part of the Roger Pirates, cool. But like, the arc, it's like in retrospect, some of the events, like some of the characters were cool. Some of the information we got about Raftel and so on was cool. But like, if you just read the arc by itself, it's just not entertaining. At least to me, it's not that entertaining. The setting is just not that fun. It's the one arc where I feel like it wasn't fun. It's weird to say. It's the one arc, and I still put it higher than Foxy because Foxy was fun, but the Laboon arc carries weight for the future. That's why it's still higher than the Foxy arc. It's just not that fun. It's just something that I read when I read it or reread it or rewatch it. I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. But I'm not like, oh, Fox, yeah, Laboon, let's go. None of that. So, Lotgh. One second, I need to come to a decision right now. I think, you don't know what I'm talking about. I need to come to a decision right now. What do I decide? Lotgh. Lotgh is high tier. Dragon, Smoker, Goldie Roger, Luffy. Mina, I'm dead. Yeah. Alvida, Buggy. I like Buggy. I know a lot of people do. I like Buggy. I put Lotgh down and high tier. And some people say, well, there was no real purpose to Lotgh, but I love that arc. I love that arc. I love that arc. It's one of those that I always look forward to rereading and rewatching. So it's at high tier. The arc that I couldn't decide whether I'd put it higher than Lotgh was the Arlong, because the Arlong arc has obviously. Yeah, that moment then. Like, okay, we get it. We'll help you. Don't worry. Well, let's do this. Dun 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 dun. Alright. Epic. Epic. And I actually really enjoyed the Zoro versus Hachi fight. The Kurobu versus Sanji fight was great too. And then Luffy versus Arlong fight, once it got going, was good too. But in the grand scheme of things, I just feel like the arc is very self-centered. With the exception of, like, I guess you could say the Fishman Pirates, but, like, the arc was very self-centered for the most part. Like, we got Arlong, sure, and we got the little tidbit of, like, Jinbei. That was great. But, like, there's no, like, real lasting... Like, if Arlong came back in the story right now, and you know, it came back alongside Jinbei or something, I would have been like, okay, I'm putting this arc over Lotgh. But it feels like kind of done. I know Hachi came back, but I like more than that. I know Moo came back as well during Fishman Island. Like, he helped Karibu and his crew, and Koribu, you know, try and catch up to the Straw Hat Pirate. I get that, right? But I think I enjoy Lotgh and Arlong Park equally as much. I just put Lotgh over it because it was so different at the time, and it just has a lot more overall serious impact with Dragon. And the story of Goldie Roger, just saying. Before that, oh, man, it's I feel bad. Barati arc, Mihawk, episode 24, Mihawk vs Zoro. Sanji's flashback. That's all I have to say. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Jin versus Sanji was epic too. It was epic too. I love that arc. It's just a shame that, like, some of the other things that happen in this arc, like Pearl-san or Don Creek himself, were not really that fun, honestly. But like, besides that, everything was good. Everything was good. Besides Don Creek and Pearl himself. That's all I have to say about that. So we filled out our top tier. About 5 top tiers. We filled out our 10 high tiers. We've got one more mid tier, because then we have 10. And then the rest will be low tier. So one more mid tier. Nah. Zoro versus Luffy. Yeah. Black Cat Pirates. I really like Clarador. And yes, I'm calling him Clarador, alright? But the arc, while the arc is okay, it has no, and that's my big problem. The arc is okay, like, as a whole, from, like, beginning to end, the arc is okay. But it has nothing that makes it stand out. Like, I feel like every arc has something that makes it stand out besides it. Like, everything above it has something that makes it stand out. Whiskey Peaks, Luffy vs. Zoro. Punk has it, Law cutting down, you know, everything. Or Zoro versus Monet. You know, Little Garden, Zoro trying to cut off his legs, you know, to try and escape. Mihawk, you know, that Mihawk, that's all I have to say, really. Here, Luffy, Haki, 50k, gone. Or Big Mom speech at the end. You know, Impel Down, pick one. Luffy dying, I guess. Yeah, Luffy meeting Mr. 2, Luffy meeting Sir Crocodile could be Mac, them forming an alliance, Blackbeard appearing, pick one. Honestly, pick one. Zoro. Zoro. I feel like I need to put that down though a little bit. Like, here. So yeah, Zoro. Kuma, Zoro. The flashback. Luffy, help me. Lotgh, I'm dying. Or Dragon. Pick one. Pick one for Alabasta. The one that I think of usually is like Luffy getting stabbed, honestly. Or Luffy beating Crocodile, Zoro versus Mr. 1. Pick one, honestly. Pick one. ASL, there was a ton in ASL too. You know, Ace learning about Sabo actually dying. Luffy learning about Haki, there's a ton. Zoe, you know what, for Zoe I won't even say anything because the arc is pretty much like highlight moment after highlight moment after highlight moment. Whole Cake Island, there are pick one, alright? Post Enies Lobby, pick one. Return to Sabaody, pick one. Pick one. Pick one. Pick one. Pick one, pick one, pick one, pick one. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? There is no real stand-up moment to me that I could say, like, really pick one. Like, I think the arc of itself was good. Like, even, like, Amazon Lily has, like, a stand-up with Luffy, you know? Has a stand-out moment. I think the only arc that doesn't have a real stand-up moment alongside Syrup Village is probably your Boon. Then, you know, everything else has to be low tier or waste of time. Buggy, I enjoy Buggy. I enjoy Buggy, and I'll just talk about them both as a whole. Buggy, I enjoy Buggy. I enjoy seeing the Chow Chow Choo Choo flashback. You know, it's like one chapter, I guess, flashback, and you know, then Luffy against Richie. I really enjoyed that. And shot burning down. That was a great moment. That was a great. Then we find out about Buggy and his history with Shanks. Great arc. Good arc. Not I can't say great arc. It's a decent arc, right? And then here, meeting Zoro, Captain Morgan. You know, meeting Zoro. That's a good moment. Captain Morgan. Okay, but Kobe. A lot of people love Kobe. Yeah, I'm actually starting to like Kobe as well quite a lot. Helmepper obviously becomes, you know, someone as well. Alvida. Okay, I guess. And that's that, really. That is that. So this is my One Piece arc tier list. Now, here's something that I want to do in the future. I hinted towards it in the past, but I just haven't had time lately. I want to do like a One Piece arc review, discussion, call it what you want, for every single arc. And I want to like have people on that show as well. I talked to a few people, they've said, yeah, I'm definitely down for that. So it's just basically up to me, you know, like I had to, because the thing that I was doing, like, this reviewing or discussing every single episode of One Piece, I want to continue doing that, but like start doing like more than one episode, because I've only done one episode so far. So like every time I finish my discussion on like an arc or so, once I've just finished my episodes going through the arc, I want, like, at the end of it, I want to like talk about the arc as a whole and invite people into the show to discuss it. That's basically what I want to do. So these are my favorite One Piece arc in order. Let me know what you all think. I've made one of it like this before, but like my opinion changed with One Piece, especially. It changes quite a lot. You know, maybe next time, I don't know. These might not be the 5 here, you know. So my opinions change quite frequently. Let me know what you all think, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let me know what you all think, and I'll see you all next time, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out, and bye.